All right, here we go with another game from Worlds 2014, Top 16. We have Andy on the left and Scott on the right. I have co-commentators with me once again. So I have Andrew Cortez and John Delazandri. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Doing great.
For some reason, John, I'm always paranoid I'm slightly mispronouncing your name, but did I get it right that time? Your last name.
I'm sure it was close enough. Delazandri.
Okay.
And
Delazandri, yeah. Okay, for some reason I'm always paranoid. So we also have some fantastic artwork here by both players. We have pink mustache sleeves on the left and a mulligan from that. And we have the Doge sleeves and the cream of the crop mat, which features...
Much mat.
Who's that wrestler?
Savage, Macho Man.
Macho Man is about to do a what is that move?
Doing an elbow drop on Jesus. It looks like
elbow drop on Jesus in heaven in the home turf.
That's a good idea.
And we got some fancy fancy shuffling going on there.
So
this is a top 16 game,
right between the number one seed, Scott on the right, and I don't know what seed Andy was in. This is from round 2.
This is the second round of the top 16, and we had a mulligan on it from the Corp, and we have I think that was a pad campaign, and that's interesting. Scorched Earth. I spot a Scorched Earth.
Something a little different out of NEH.
Yeah, and so wraparound is on R&D and a quandary's on HQ. Past a turn, so he does have 2. He has an Astroscript and Beal in the hand.
He has 3
agendas. Yeah, you're right.
He has got NAPD, Beal,
and he's going to take all the money.
Data Sucker down, and Hedge Fund, and Lucky Find. And somebody is talking to them. Oh, you know what? I remember what happened. They started before time was officially called. Yeah, they jumped ahead of things
to get going
a little bit.
But no I believe Scott was running prepaid Kate again. So that's another prepaid Kate NEH match.
It is. I was a little, I guess I wasn't too surprised to see that, but I was a little surprised that I would record the same matchup with the same sides even, left and right here.
Well, there was lots of NEH out there, but there was only a couple prepaid Kates. I think me and Scott were the only ones that had Kate in the finals. Right, and just to clarify, that is Kate on the right, even though he has some custom artwork here. This guy doesn't play with regular artwork. It's not his thing. Scott's too good for that.
He's got Randy Savage.
Yeah. That may technically be illegal, but he doesn't care.
Yeah. Right. Who's going to question that?
The mat, just all comers are turned away. Anyone that would.
Okay, so we have a draw. Installing the SanSan. So he has a Sweepspeak in hand and a Jackson Howard with the other cards that were drawn. And I think he has 1 click left, so he's probably going to put... Maybe the Sweepspeak is not very good at this point.
A good number of agendas there. What do you think his tagging mechanism is? Is he running mid-seasons or...
I think well, okay, I know, so I guess I won't spoil it. You guys speculate.
If I had to guess, I'd guess mid-seasons. And then probably some data ratings, but...
Data ratings, there we go. That's my guess. Yeah. I'm thinking data rated C-Force.
We tried to sneak it through.
Ooh, we saw the play. We were talking about that last video, right?
Yeah.
There it was.
There's
the example of why you don't do it, right?
Agenda flooded.
That's why you don't do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta try it, though. Sometimes you gotta be like, it's just a card game. Let's go for it.
There's agenda points.
He draws
but there's
another
also
Beal.
Wow.
So he does have a Jackson Howard at least. I think he's probably gonna fix this problem right now. So he draws a SanSan.
Yeah, this man needs
if
a
he wants to
bucket
find
to put water out of his ship.
Gotta look for it now. Yeah. Oh, you can't though, because look at all the money Scott has. He played all the lucky finds, so mid-seasons wouldn't even help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Scott has 15, and I think that's 16 total. So the gold are 3, and the silver, I think, are 1. There might be 2 actually. The silver.
No, the gold's 3, and then that looks like a copper 1. I have the same tokens that I use for money. So. Scott, like I said, Scott is a man after my own heart here.
Yeah, those are the minion game tokens, which are the best money tokens.
And I don't know that I've played against Andy on the left, but Scott I've played with about a zillion times online because he's Spags on Octagon. And then we played also at Gen Con where I ruthlessly murdered his RP deck, which was so much fun.
Okay, so a few things just happened there. He ran Archives to clear the Jackson. Then he went and checked the other remote just to make sure he's not trying to sneak something through. And sees the pad campaign. And then he ran R&D, and there was not a res on the R&D ice. And so he saw something. I think he missed a data sucker there. Unless I'm missing something really obvious. I believe he ran Archives first. Maybe he ran the Jackson first. But I think he had the data sucker
Jackson to ensure that he got to get rid of it. That's usually, if you have the money.
But I think he had the data sucker before then. I think a data sucker was missed. Wow, did he just draw another agenda? Yeah, he just drew a Beal.
Wow.
He does have a rotor turret in hand, which would have been better before that SMC went down, but
right.
He installs it anyway. So it's the, I think that's, I missed what was installed. I think that's probably a SanSan behind the...
Probably.
I don't know, but I do like the Scourge play out of NEH because usually runners are scrambling to try to beat the fast NEH Corp, and if you can get him to...
Oh, so he must have seen it, right? Did he see it, or did he just kind of know?
He might, maybe he played him before or something, yeah, because dropping it like that is kind of...
Yeah,
a move you don't have the time to make normally against NEH. You don't have the click or the credits to spend.
Oh, so someone in the audience, I think, did request that power counters go on the Plascrete. And so he built a little virtual armor there over the Plascrete lady. He does have 2 Scorches in hand now, but that play is increasingly looking unlikely to me.
Yeah. Well, he's got to keep the Plascrete out. He's got to keep 4 cards in hand. That means sweeps weakens.
Yes, that's true. As demonstrated. So he is... Oh, he just drew another agenda. How many? More than half of his cards must have been agendas. He must have
shuffled them all right back to the top, huh?
Yeah. So he has two Beals in Astro and 2 Scorched Earth.
Oh, that face down was probably Jackson. Or did he have 2?
I don't know. Maybe he did. I didn't. I just missed that. So, oops. He discards the Scorched Earth, sort of revealing.
Spoilers.
And the runner drawing. I see an Astrolabe, which goes down onto the table.
I don't give up on the Scorch play against one Plascrete. I like to murder people through their Plascretes, Andrew.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. I hear it works quite well.
Draws into a rainbow. And he's going to score out one Astroscript. So things are... It's amazing how much that changes the game because he does have a couple Beals in hand. And
yeah.
If that SanSan doesn't get trashed...
Because I was going to have to run. He's going to have to pull 2 for SMC, and then 3 for a Mimic. Pay 1, so it's 6 plus 5, so that's 11. That's a serious chunk of change.
Yeah, he can do it, but just barely. He just has enough
now
for
his
that.
Mimic is in his hand, so I assume he's going to have to get a Parasite here.
That's a fun guy.
Yeah, so it is a Parasite.
Yep. There we go. Okay.
That definitely saves some cash.
Okay.
So there's at this point, I mean, it's a pretty even game, I'd say. Even with the Astro scored, another Astro has been stolen by the runner, and so you're gonna have to score out some agendas here. You're gonna have to figure out a way to do that.
That's some old-fashioned net.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, it might be a little too late. We see some icebreakers in hand.
Yeah, and if he's using his influence for Scorch instead of Biotic, it's going to be
tough
to get those out.
Oh, so he... Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
So he gets the... He gets the other Astroscript. And he gets a Beal, too. Yeah. Why not? Just add it on top.
Yep.
He literally shuffled all of the agendas.
Yeah, horrible agenda. So I remember watching this game at this point, and I remember this turn. At this point, I was rooting for the Corp. You know, it's NEH, and you're not supposed to do that, but I was like, man, this will be the comeback of the century.
Don't count NEH out for sure, because...
No, and that was really one of the themes of Worlds this year that I noticed. Is just like Corp comebacks were everywhere.
Timmy was doing some amazing ones with his Blue Sun deck in the finals.
Yeah. Those were really exciting games to watch.
And he has 2 Beals in HQ. Oh my god. He draws into a Quandary on that NEH ability. He does have 2 Scorches in hand.
Yeah, if mid-seasons is his tagging, that's pretty much not going to work. So let's hope he's on C-Source, right?
Yeah.
And he discards something. I think that was a Quandary probably he discarded. No, that was some other ice, I think. But we haven't seen a Data Raven.
I still think it's going to be that R&D.
Now he can just murder ice again because Parasite.
And a Levy to...
Right.
Oh, no, it's he didn't play that Levy.
That was a discard, yeah.
And he has 4 Data Sucker tokens.
Guess how much it costs to murder Data Raven?
Okay, I think that's the Quandary going up there above R&D. No, he still has a Quandary now. I'm not tracking his cards properly.
Well, then he may have drawn one.
Yeah,
no, because he had an Enigma and a Quandary. So I think the Enigma is over.
Okay, so he
R&D
puts the Quandary over
Quandary.
the remote. Looks like he's getting ready to score those Beals out. I don't know what's behind the Quandary, but the Quandary will suck up the SMC.
No, it'll clone chip the Parasite, and then the SMC will get the second ice, and that's why you can't score against Shaper.
Yeah, you can't score against Shaper. This is why NEH Fast Advance exists, people.
It's so much better when you
can't
just
score
score agendas out of your deck. It works so good.
You can't do it. Okay, so...
Oh, so there's the Quandary.
He might save that tech for that remote. Looks like he's letting it... Oh, no, he's going to SMC for something.
Does he get admin at 0, or does he get Zool? What do you think?
I would say Zool.
Well, admin at 0 with Data
Zool's
Sucker
coming
gives
up.
him a little more flexibility.
There it is. Yeah.
I think he wants to conserve his econ at this point.
Admin at 0 is what? 2 credits more?
Yes, because admin's
Right.
3. And the wrap.
Okay, so if that's a wraparound there down in the remote, he might be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
He could install, then take some credits, and
Is he running Dice and
Unless-
Memchip? Dice and Memchip, huh?
I think I go for the score here. I think you maybe you even install Advance. Just go for it. You're this far behind.
Well, he's got to have money to res.
Install. Oh, he
pulls
Astro
it, yeah.
tokens it.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm assuming that's a wraparound down there in the remote. It probably isn't. But what do you think about that play? That puts him at a... Well, I guess he's not going to use that Astro token for anything else, right?
His other Astros are gone, so a face-down NAPD would be the only thing.
So this is something I've started to do. Is in that situation, well, I'll bluff a Beal to look like an NAPD, so I'll install Advance a Beal when the runner's at low money, and then you use your Astro token to score the Beal out with an extra token.
That's a fun play. I like that a lot.
So he Maker's Eyes in.
Maker's Eye.
It's on the Snowball to do that.
It's an expensive
He
turn.
doesn't see anything.
An expensive turn to get nothing.
Saw
is kind of
Roto,
sad.
sweeps. Well, there has been a lot of agendas played.
And that feels like that was a, even though a lot of agendas been played, that seemed like a good play. I mean, the runner did have to go down to nothing to do it.
Right.
Oh man, the runner's at nothing. Install Advance to Beal. It could happen. No, it can't anymore because he has the Zool down now.
Oh.
Okay, so he's just gonna put it down there and hope that the
Stall
runner
take
doesn't
2.
get in. Okay. The runner the runner would get through 1 credit for the Quandary, and then we don't know what that second ice is. I don't think any of us noticed. But it looks like he's not going to go in. He's drawing cards.
He's used a lot of his economy already.
Right.
He has no prepaid now.
Yeah. He definitely exploited the early game there.
It got him to a good spot, but he just needs to close it out.
And he scores out the Beal.
There you go.
And see, if he had just...
One more.
advanced it.
Let's get that breaking news out.
And yeah, we haven't seen any breaking. No, we have seen one breaking news. No breaking news, right?
No, I think he has a fast track in his hand though from the start of the game, so I think he's going to fast track for a breaking and maybe install an ice over HQ, and then just wait and pray.
Wait and pray, one of my favorite moves in NEH.
Because he's getting 2 from pad campaigns, so he can sit down and make a news and bam bam.
Oh, okay, so he's spending his econ to go check 2 cards, and this could be the game. Pad campaign and NAPD.
Ouch. That's like a kick in the face, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no way he, unless he had a stim hack or something, there's no way he was going to get enough money that turn to do all that. He could have delayed that play by a turn.
If he'd just had a couple prepaids, he'd have had that extra money by now.
Your prepaid's a good card.
Yeah. And he does have a C-Source in hand, so that is the plan. So he installs the pad.
That's a good
and
idea.
Draws the NAPD.
I like that.
So he is open up two new cards on R&D.
Man, pushing the tokens aside to say, come into this remote server, please.
I think he needs to shore up R&D a little bit more, but he only has a roto turret.
Yeah, I don't think he has many options there.
Yeah, he just has to hope that it works out. But he is putting the rotor over.
Yeah, there we go.
It'll at least suck up the clone chip. That's something, I guess.
I mean, he's not rocking any credits, so that's the real problem.
Draws into
here.
Diesel.
That sure gamble's no good.
Plays the Diesel.
Yeah.
And takes 2 credits. So there is a shot he could top deck the breaking news here. Gets I think another Quandary.
Didn't he have a fast track? Maybe I'm forgetting that. Or he tossed it.
He might have tossed it. He doesn't have one yet, so that was a rainbow he drew. So he plays down NASA, gets a hedge fund. And that is a rainbow will do serious work there on R&D.
Well, the data suckers can make it.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true. So he's going to hedge fund.
Especially since he's got archives open, and he's got 1, 2, and he's got 7. So.
I think he has 1 click left. So he installs over HQ. Only the breaking news in HQ. But depending what I forget what that first dice is on HQ. That's probably a wise play.
Yeah, we don't know what that is actually.
It's a mustache.
Clearly.
He takes 3 credits and plays a sure gamble. This could be it. He got it. That's game.
News. So we talked in the last video about that moment of, do you go for it this turn or do you sit and build? And in this instance, he'd have been better off to try to run that R&D.
Right, yeah, he could have certainly got in unless that was a Lotus Field on top. It was a roto. Yeah, it was the roto turret. Yeah, so he would have won that game if he ran in. And he had I think he had the credits to do that, right? He needed 1 for the Parasite and another 2 credits to get through the ice, right?
Yeah, he had 2 to start. He could take 2 credits. Yeah. He could take 3 credits and run. If you think that's game. And so the game was within his grasp if he had read the moment right of when it's all.
He might have been worried that ice was something else. I don't know what. I mean, a Lotus Field's the only thing that comes to mind that would have really stopped him, even, you know?
I don't know. It's a great contrast to the last game with Niles, where he went into too much instead of sitting back. And here, Scott, all he needed to do was go in. He was going to see 2 cards with his R&D interface. And he had missed a couple draws, so it was the time to take a couple credits and go for it. And instead, he sat back too long, and the game got away from him.
Definitely well played. I mean, it was a legit comeback from the Corp there.
It was. You could tell the lack of prepaids hurt Scott because that's a lot of credits that he didn't get.
Yeah, he had to end up spending a few clicks there for cards and credits towards the end of the game. But so I guess that game's over. We have one more. And I know it's an HB game. I forget who the runner is, so it'll change things up a little bit, and hopefully you guys will be able to stick with me for that one.
Yeah, but looks like NEH is still
Any last comments on that game?
I think I said my piece about. I think the defining moment of NEH games as the runner is knowing when it is, the time at the end to go.
That match point decision.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, fair enough. Thanks for watching, and look forward to that last game that will be online soon.
Thanks.
Thanks.